Welcome back to the Shenington E-Plate final of the birelARTUK karting series. It's time for the junior class up next, and Will Martin is with me. Will, this should be a really interesting weekend, particularly for someone like you who's quite crafty in the wet.
Yeah, we don't know how wet it's going to be. It could end up like Wilton, like just have to guess the tyre and could get lucky. Could be a lot to redraw, but yeah, it's the warm-up is going to be quite wet. So yeah, we're quite good in the wet and proved that at Ella.
Yeah, Wilton Mill was kind of your shining moment at the start of the season when you called tyre strategy just right. Are you hoping for something a little bit special like that again today?
Yeah, it would be quite nice. It would be quite nice to get another podium and a first, hopefully, in the wet.
Now, this is an incredibly close championship. Everybody in qualifying in the dry is separated, usually the top 15, by about half a second. How do you find an advantage against your rivals in all of that?
I don't know. It could be around this track. It's a lot of slipstream. And just trying to push each other to go quicker. And yeah, it's just trying to slightly later braking points, stuff like that, just little things.
Well, it could be a very interesting E-Plate final. 6 drivers are on slick tyres as we head into the final. Harry Barlow and Tyrone Stansfield, championship rivals on the front row from Cunliffe and Massarella. Huntley, Siddle, Taylor, Cole, Harry Graham and Toby Baldry round out the top 10. Keep an eye on the rookie Joe Sheppy from the 7th row alongside Connor Brown. And there's going to be some very interesting tactics in this one. Nearly everyone has gone on to wet tyres except for just 6 drivers, namely Scott Huntley, Sam Cunliffe, who starts right up in P3, Siddle, Davison, Moy and Whitehouse. Everybody else is on a form of wet tyres, and look at how tricky it is on the first lap. Everybody on slick tyres are going backwards. Huntley's struggling for grip, Cunliffe's struggling for grip and has already disappeared down to 5th position. It is a real knife edge. Just look at how it's all scrambling through. There is rain around as everybody tries to tiptoe their way around. Barlow shuts the door there on Tyrone Stansfield as they make their way through to the S's. Nicky Taylor in 4th position. Sam Cunliffe on the inside there, really struggling to find any grip at all as they struggle their way. Tyrone Stansfield up the inside of Barlow over the curbs, and Barlow runs wide. Taylor's through into 2nd position. Massarella through into 3rd, and there's contact with him and Taylor, and Barlow's back through. Oh my goodness. That could have been a very nasty incident. Barlow and Massarella with their hands in the air. Cole and Graham are looking up as an opportunity opens. Look at the rain on the camera lens as the water pools on the lens. It looks out of focus as we're trying desperately to work our way around. Harry Barlow's got his hand in the air, gesticulating after that incident between Taylor and Massarella, because he got stuck in there and was able to get past both of them, but he's been held up big style. Scott Huntley looked going backwards down the field on those slick tyres as the rain is really hammering down. On some cameras, it looks absolutely appalling because what you've got to cope with here is incredibly fine, heavy, well, it's not heavy rain, but it's consistent rain that's pushing through. And the gales here are incredibly strong. 45 miles an hour gales as Morgan Cole tucks it up the inside of Wilkins and moves up into 3rd position past Nicky Taylor, the young lad from Newcastle, doing an absolutely magnificent job up into P3. You can just about see the rain on the lens there as they work their way around the circuit. Sam Cunliffe, look, he's way down the order. He's down in about 17th position there. He's battling in there with the likes of Sky Siddle, Oliver Moy and George Whitehouse, all of whom are on slick tyres. So the slick runners are now right at the very back of this race as Will Martin throws it up the inside to get past Tom Massarella. Harry Graham trying to join him. Now, anybody on wet tyres is absolutely loving these conditions at the moment. Anybody on the dries has got the decision wrong. What a shame. Scott Huntley still trying to hang on there in the middle of the pack, and he is the leading slickshod runner, so he's trying his best to hang with the field. But they're just disappearing into the distance as he's trying to make out. He's in about 9th position as Zach Parkinson throws it up the inside and makes the move on Ben Gart's side in Wilkins. Good move there. Then it's Huntley. So Huntley he's trying an overtaking move. So even on slick tyres in these very slippery and wet conditions, he's doing his best to work his way through. There's your leader, Stansfield, and that's why Barlow is so annoyed at what happened to him at Wilkins on the first lap, because he's a long way now behind his championship rival as Connor Brown looks to make a move up the inside of Gart's side, and at the same time Parkinson makes the move on the inside of Harry Graham, and somehow Scott Huntley has got traction out of the turn. I'm not entirely sure how he's done that, but he's got enough grip as Baldry goes up the inside there to make a move. Cunliffe has made an overtake on fellow slickshod runner George Whitehouse. There is Cunliffe, 17th position at the moment. Up the inside, that's Will Martin making the move through on Massarella. Gart's side is at the back of this queue. Parkinson's trying to move his way forward. Outside look is losing touch with it. He's actually signalling to drivers behind him to help them out. There's nobody there to help him out as Parkinson makes the move on the inside of Graham. Look at the rain on the lens as they come through. Water just pooling off the camera lens as it's a free-for-all as they come through. Graham has got to the front of that little queue chasing down Will Martin. Then it is Parkinson, Scott Huntley, the leading slick runner. How is Scott Huntley coping in the slicks? In this squabble of drivers, all the other slick runners are down in 16th to 20th. They've got absolutely no grip at all. There's Moy, Siddle, Cunliffe is in there, so too Davison and Whitehouse, and there's one other runner, I think that's Jack Rigg, who's on wet tyres, who's had a couple of problems. Everybody else is on wets and they're up the road, but Scott Huntley somehow is hanging on as Graham has made the move on Will Martin. Huntley is right on the back of these guys. Huntley somehow has grip. This is incredible driving from Scott Huntley. So I'm not entirely sure how. Well, maybe it's because the rain is dying down a little bit. It's certainly not as heavy as it was a couple of laps ago. Now, this is significant. Anybody who decided to roll the dice and go for slick tyres may be about to be rewarded as Huntley makes a move on the inside of Parkinson and also gets the move done on Will Martin in the same breath. Now, has Scott Huntley made the right call after all? Connor Brown is the leading rookie as the wet tyre runners are starting to slow. Scott Huntley is getting closer. Look, the rain has eased off and he's making a move on the inside of Graham. Huntley is gunning for the lead. He's the leading slick runner and he now has grip. Has everybody on wet tyres made the wrong call after all? I think the pendulum's going to swing to the slick shot runners. Look, Siddle's moving forward. Cunliffe's moving forward. Davison, Moy and Whitehouse have all made up at least one place on the last lap. I think it's going to dry out completely. The pendulum's going to swing to Huntley. He makes the move on the inside of Taylor into the Stratford hairpin as Moy goes for the move around the outside of Martin. There's been an accident at the Stratford hairpin. Somebody's gone off. Two of them have gone off. It's Huntley and Taylor battling for third. Scott Huntley, the leading slick shot runner, waking his way through to the lead of the race. Scott Huntley and Nicky Taylor. Look, Scott Huntley absolutely fuming at Nicky Taylor. He blames him for the incident. We didn't see it, so I couldn't really tell you one way or the other. It's one of those things. One of them's on slick tyres who has grip. One of them's on wet tyres and doesn't. Look at Siddle charging her way through on Oliver Moy. Makes the move through. So again, the slick tyred runners have got great grip. So who's the leading slick shod runner now? We need to look back. The rain has stopped. Stansfield, Barlow, Morgan Cole is third. Then it's Graham. Oh, it's Sam Cunliffe coming through. Sam Cunliffe has had an absolutely almighty weekend so far. There's Cunliffe, there's Sky Siddle, and Oliver Moy in there as well. These three are cutting through the field. Absolutely incredible stuff. As now they've closed in on Harry Graham. There's Siddle on the back of Parkinson, chased by Oliver Moy. This is amazing. The difference between these two tyre compounds now is noticeable. Look, Cunliffe just zooms past the inside of Graham. And so too Siddle and Moy both get past Parkinson. They're just disappearing past Harry Graham. This is the difference. Slick tyres on a dry track compared to those who started on a wet track with wet tyres. Now it's come to the slick runners and they're dominating. They're charging through the field. The gap between them in terms of lap times, the slick runners and the wet runners, 3.5 seconds per lap. Absolutely incredible. Look back and we can see that's Davison making his way through now in behind Jack Rigg. So Tom Davison's on slick tyres. He's getting the best of the grip as well. Martin has managed to drop a long way down the order there. Didn't see what happened to Will Martin, but he's now at the tail end of this little tussle. We look further back and Scott Huntley, I can tell you, has managed to get the kart going again. So too is Nicky Taylor, but they are on a ride to nothing at the moment. Although Huntley, of course, being on slick tyres, should charge through the field fairly quickly. But has he got enough time to get it back to the podium? I would say probably not, because he lost a good half a minute. So he might even be able to get in terms with the Stansfield and Barlow battle. There is Stansfield leading, Barlow second, third is Cunliffe, Siddle is fourth, and fifth position is Morgan Cole, chased by Oliver Moy. So that's how close it's becoming. That is how tight the battle is. Look at Davison, swarming all over the back of Jack Rigg. Slick tyres for Davison, wet tyres for Rigg, and look, he's just going to drive past him in a straight line as Moy gets on the back of Morgan Cole. And there goes Davison. Oh, he hasn't quite made the move on Rigg, but he will do. There's Joe Shippey, the rookie. Will Martin in the sixth. Here comes Moy. Look, he just storms past Morgan Cole. Dry tyres versus wet tyres on a drying track. No contest. What a shame for all those drivers. All 14 of them that went for wet tyres. They've got absolutely no grip, and that is Barlow behind Siddle. So Cunliffe is through to second, Siddle is through to third, Davison's moving his way through, big style. There's Stansford in the lead, and there is Sam Cunliffe in second. Sky Siddle, there she goes through in the 9 cart in third, and Moy is up to fourth, is he? Yes, indeed. Look, he's just got much more grip, even though we've still got spots on the camera lens. Rain is coming a little bit in parts of the circuit, but it's dry through most of it. Cunliffe, Siddle and Moy are absolutely monstering the field here. Looking back, there's Parkinson, there's Rigg trying to make a move on the inside of the leading rookie, Connor Brown. Well, what was the leading rookie, Connor Brown? Now it's Oliver Moy, of course, who's there in third position on the 104 plate. Through Wilkins, back over to the line. They're just making mincemeat of all of the runners on wet tyres. Look, Barlow's looking behind him. Both of the tyres on the rear of the car. He looks right, looks left. Have I got enough grip to get to the end of this race? And now Tyrone Stansfield looks behind him. He knows he's on the wrong tyres. He's desperately trying to get away from them, but there's nothing he can do. 3 seconds per lap at least is the difference between the dry and wet runners at the moment. And look, Sam Cunliffe and Sky Siddle are right on him. It's a matter of when they're going to get through rather than if. And look, Cunliffe is just going to sail past. Sam Cunliffe hasn't been on the podium this year, and he takes the lead in the E-plate. Siddle round the outside, a hanger. She's going to get enough grip on the outside, surely. No, Stansfield holds her off. That was incredibly brave from Sky Siddle. My goodness. And now she's got grip on the outside. Stansfield holds her at bay. This is amazing battling. No grip at all for the wet runners. Look, there goes Davison in pursuit of Morgan Cole. He's got slick tyres too. Only 6 of them have. Cunliffe leading. Siddle about to take second. Moy in fourth behind Stansfield. Siddle goes into second place. And Stansfield's just going backwards. Oh, look at the rain again that's left on the lens. That's how heavy the rain was, but the wind is so strong. 45 miles an hour gusts of wind. Any camera that's facing the rain from earlier on will be an absolute state. But Stansfield, look, he's come off the racing line, trying to get onto the wet part of the circuit to cool down the tyres and bring back some grip. Look, Scott Huntley's made up so much time. He's in there ahead of Will Martin and Dylan Reed. He's not going to get the podium today. Look, Oliver Moy's going to get the podium today. He sails through into third position. That is the battle for the lower positions. And there's Nicky Taylor, so he's trying to catch them. But there's your new leader, Sam Cunliffe. For the first time in 2017, leads a junior final, and it's the E-plate final. What a result this is going to be. Stansfield, the leader in the championship, is currently 4th, but Harry Barlow is behind him in 5th and has taken big points out of him this weekend with 2 earlier wins. Here comes the move on the inside from Scott Huntley. He gets past Joe Sheppy, the rookie, who, let's be fair to him, Sheppy, this is his first meeting, has handled himself very well indeed in very tricky conditions. So he's Scott Huntley's now closing down on Harry Graham. There's Gartside battling away with the 65 of Zach Parkinson, who was on a good weekend up until the rain came. George Whitehouse has gone through on slicks past Toby Baldry. Then it's Gartside and Parkinson. Absolutely incredible. And there's Massarala. Look how much time he's lost in the rain. Absolutely incredible. So leading is Cunliffe, 2nd is Siddle, 3rd is Moy, 4th is Stansfield, and 5th is Harry Barlow. No, he's not. That's Davison. Davison's through in the 5th position. Anybody on slick tyres is having an absolute riot. And look, that's Scott Huntley behind Morgan Cole. How has he made up that much time so soon? Incredible. Look, Cole gets a little bit wide. Scott Huntley just sails past him. Thanks very much, mate. Oh, incredible. Anybody who rolled the dice was looking a little bit sheepish in the first 3 laps. They were all at the back. Now they're all at the front. Absolutely amazing. I've not seen it done like this for a while. So Morgan Cole now battling with Connor Brown and Harry Graham. That is for 6th position backwards. No, it's for 7th position backwards, because now Scott Huntley's come through. There goes Connor Brown on the inside. Takes Morgan Cole. I think Morgan Cole's tyres are practically shot, because that means he's got absolutely no grip at all. There is your leader though, Sam Cunliffe, as happy-go-lucky as you like in the lead of the race. He's never finished higher than 4th this season, and there he is, absolutely making mincemeat of the field out front. The eyes of Senna burnt into the back of that Ayrton Senna replica helmet. A very ominous warning to everybody else. I know what I'm doing when it comes to tyre strategy. He was fastest in practice yesterday, and everybody was surprised, including himself. He said, oh, well, it's only practice. It doesn't really make a difference. I said to him, no, you need to be ready for this. This is your moment. This is your chance. and he's well and truly taken it. Look, Nicky Taylor there has been lapped by the top three. Stansfield in fourth. Davison, fifth position, chasing him down though in the 100 cart, and he's another young lad who deserves a really strong result. Looks like he's going to get one, and he could well pass the championship leader. Stansfield and Barlow are going to be outside the top three. They're going to be outside the top four if Davison catches Stansfield, but Sam Cunliffe is starting the penultimate lap with Sky Siddle chasing him down. What an amazing result this is going to be. This is almost, considering how the form book has been this season, this is very nearly Olivier Panis Monaco 1996 in terms of results on paper. But Sam Cunliffe has been developing all season long, and this victory is going to come to him on merit. He has worked so hard as the time ticks down to 0. He has made this work. Look, there is Davison. He's through past Stansfield. So anybody on slick tyres has well and truly caught a fast one on everybody else. This is the best curveball in the championship of 2017 as Huntley sets the fastest lap, a 45.726. Stansfield and Barlow are in the 48s. That shows you just how much time they're losing to the slicks every lap. As into the last lap goes Sam Cunliffe, who is about to pull off one of the biggest upsets in the birelARTUK series history. And what a popular result it's going to be for him. He's one of the quietest men in the championship. He barely says a word. He gets on with his driving. He does all his talking on the racetrack. He's been involved in some amazing battles this year, most of them in the midfield, but in the last couple of rounds he's pushed his way forward. At Buckmore we said, hang on, this kid may have something special if he keeps developing. This is going to be the biggest win of his career. Not only is he going to win his first junior final, he's done it at the E-Plate weekend. For the next 12 months, he'll carry the E-Plate in the juniors. Sam Cunliffe has won the E-Plate. Siddle in second, Massarella fuming as he's lapped and over the line. Third for Oliver Moy, leading rookie and first podium of the 2017 season. What a podium that is. Sam Cunliffe, Sky Siddle, Oliver Moy, and Davison is fourth in front of Scott Huntley. Huntley comes home fifth. He did manage to pass Tyrone Stansfield before the flag. So Stansfield and Barlow, the championship rivals, 6th and 7th, ahead of Connor Brown, George Whitehouse, who worked his way to 9th, and Harry Graham. What an unbelievable race. Sam Cunliffe, an absolutely incredible drive. The slick tyres, absolutely the right choice in the end.
It was so hard at the start, just spinning the wheels, and then suddenly it just came to life.
And once you got grip, it was like you just suddenly disappeared, and you were even passing the championship rivals.
Just got heat into the tyres and it just went.
So now there's going to be more victories where this comes from, I guess.
Probably.
I love your confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Cunliffe. And hopefully that's the first of many. Stansfield, Barlow, look at that, 8 points. It goes down to the wire. Massarella is third from Harry Graham, Scott Huntley, and Nicky Taylor battling for fifth. Patrick Lay is back in the paddock in time for the Elite Z-Plate.